Hello, welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. This is a review for what appears to be the final episode of Disney Gallery's Star Wars The Mandalorian. And this is for the 8th episode. This episode is quite a bit longer than the other ones. It's 42 minutes or so. And it brings to you a whole lot of the origin stories and Easter egg styled features. So when you're watching, like, well, where'd this creature come from? Where'd this prop come from? All of this stuff. And so as fun as the episode was with all the tech, this one's just as fun due to all the revelations. And you get to discover that, hey, did you notice that all of the directors of the show were actually in one scene in the show? And it's like, no, I didn't. Well, take a look now, because that's what we do on this episode. They also show how the regular people, fans, dress-up people, the cause people who do the Stormtrooper events, how they actually landed up hiring them. You see one on the screen right now. And they hired the 501st, they're called, and they actually brought them in and used them in the show. And it was a big celebratory thing on how wonderful the interactions were between the 501 and the filming crew, which is completely believable, because to have that many stormtroopers on the set would have been like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. And then when you follow that up with the idea that the stormtroopers are actually on a real-life Star Wars set, so the love went both ways quite quickly and quite sincerely. The people that are interviewed in this one, you know, they like to spin around if you've been watching the show, they like to spin around the table. Well, in this particular episode, as they spin around the table, it's like, okay, where'd so-and-so go and who's this person? And so they used a whole lot of clips from several different episodes when they were filming. So when they put it together, it's kind of jarring. Do your best to ignore that and just enjoy who they do have at the table for that particular moment. And you know who is, they show her a lot, but she doesn't get to talk. And I'm like, oh, what was that old saying? KKs are to be seen and not heard. And so it was just enough to make you go, and your skin starts to crawl. And then she doesn't talk, so you're like, okay, out of sight, out of mind. But when you get to about the last probably 7 or 8 minutes, they let her start speaking. Don't worry, it's nothing different than any other time. She doesn't say anything of value. And there's a scene where Favreau is, and I've mentioned this a few times when it occurs, he loves to interrupt and just stomp over everybody. No, let me rephrase that. He loves to interrupt and stomp over somebody. I don't want to say everybody, because that's not true. And it's so frustrating, because yet again, Mr. Favreau, the other person's offering some pretty cool information. Would you please quit stepping on it? Oh well, what you gonna do? And he actually does offer a lot of valuable information. It's just, can you wait your turn? Apparently not. And it's a really, you know, it's kind of got that bittersweet thing as it gets close to the end. Because, you know, this is the end of this show, just like The Mandalorian had 8 episodes. This one has 8 episodes. There are more than one occasion in this where you're like, but George is not dead. But George isn't dead. And because they keep talking about George Lucas as if he's totally dead. And he's not. He's mostly completely alive. And I don't know why they keep speaking of him as if he's dead, but he's not. And have you heard the rumors? And that's all they are, is rumors. He's considering rumors. He might buy the company back. He might buy Star Wars back so he can do 7, 8, and 9. I think that would be so cool. I don't care if 7, 8, and 9 are good or not. I want to see, well, I actually would enjoy them to be good, but I want to see George Lucas's end to the trilogy. It is horrible that Carrie Fisher is no longer with us to do that. But recasting Carrie Fisher via George Lucas, I'm pretty sure most of the fans would be like, it sucks, but okay. Now will you please put the characters together? And of course he will. He's the one that wrote the love story between the two in the first place. He's not going to treat them as Han Solo being a deadbeat dad and the rebels being completely abandoned by everybody at the end of episode, what was that one, 8? And then all of a sudden in 9 there's tons of more. It's like, didn't you just have literally the last of the... They're not even called rebels in the Disney one. And that's something else I hope he gets rid of if he takes it. Please go back to your story with the Empire and the rebels instead of all this First Order and all this bleh. Oh well. So, that's The Mandalorian. If you've been with me through the whole series of Disney Calorie Reviews, well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. If you haven't and you'd like to go back and watch them, I would be honored that you would think so. And with that being said, I guess we're wrapping this one up. And we'll see you somewhere out there in the future. And just for this episode, may the Force be with you.